I see we have Natasha, Robin, welcome to the call. Randy, hello. LaDonna, welcome to the call. Lachey, Melody, welcome. Go ahead. South Carolina's in the house. Natasha says, welcome. Hey, Brenda from Virginia. I love it. Welcome to the call. SoCal's in the house. Connecticut. I love it. We're here. Birmingham, Alabama. We're here. Savannah, Georgia. Okay. Rep your city. Yes. Georgia, Texas. Okay. You're with me. Texas, New Orleans. I see you. Guys, we're so excited to kick this off. I don't want to take up too much time. I just want the pleasure of giving you an idea of what you're going to see tonight and just having really the same excitement as you, because as I'm on here getting ready to introduce our coach, I'm also a student. And in student mode, I have just learned so much from not just being in the background of this program, but I've learned so much from people just like you. Hearing you talk about your businesses, hearing you talk about your passion, your end goals, and knowing that you have something very special, but wondering, how can I get this in front of more people? So if that sounds like you, you're exactly in the right place. Before we move on, we just finished up our VIP hour, which if you haven't had an opportunity to join VIP yet, I'm going to drop that link in the chat in just a bit. But in our VIP hour, that's your private time, your small group time to see how everything we're learning in the webinar, how that can be applied specifically to your business. In fact, in this last hour, we were with Sandra. Sandra is creating an offer where she's going to help women get past the valleys of life and the trauma that might have created and move towards their purpose and even monetize their purpose, whether that's ministry or writing their book, and helping them grow and evolve into the woman they need to be so that they can help other women. There was a powerful hour where we learned more about her passion and her conviction and how we could make that a real offer where she can charge a high ticket price point. Some of you guys have a great offer, but just with a little bit more direction and clarity, you could really charge those prices that have commas in them and stop working for pennies. You deserve so much more. So Sandra, if you're on here with me, I just want to unmute you and bring you on and ask you, can you give us one takeaway from VIP hour? What was I know you took a lot of notes. What was the one thing that was like your biggest aha moment during our VIP hour?
Clarity. I felt the young lady on the video previously that you guys were showing, the clarity. I think you might have an idea, but if you're not clear with it, then what good is it? It can't move. You're stuck like the people you're trying to help. So I'm thankful for that time I just had with you guys in the VIP.
I love
Clarity
that.
it is. Nick, thank you. Yes.
I love it. And you talked about just having more clarity in your offer and
Yes.
creating something that's high ticket and that's powerful. What stood out to me the most is when you said, Coach said, I want your price point to match up with your convictions, but I also want you to know that you can charge for a quality product. And there was a lot of ideas, a lot of great ideas, having a freebie or maybe having a subscription group or writing the book. But ultimately, we were able to get past all the many bells and whistles and focus on what was important, which is the heart of your message, which is transformation. And so I feel like you came into the hour with like, okay, I got this idea and I got this and I know to do this and I know to do this. And I've learned so much from so many different people, but I haven't launched yet because I don't know what that transformation looks like for my client. And we've spent so much time talking about what does that transformation look like. And tonight, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get some clarity just like Sandra got, and we're going to start day one with Coach Nick really thinking about your offer and helping you guys understand how a clear offer can translate to a powerful webinar and bring you your ideal clients. So Sandra, thank you so much for your testimony.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you and him. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you guys, I get to shift over here in a little bit. If you're thinking about VIP and you're like, wait, how did I miss that offer? Our VIP, depending on what VIP package you choose, you can get started with our VIPs for as little as $47. And if you are interested in VIP, and if you hit me in the chat, okay, I may be able to offer you a promo on that. Message me in the chat and let's get you started in VIP, because I want you to take the lessons you're going to learn tonight, the strategies that we're going to talk about, and learn, how do I implement this to exactly what I got going on? I don't want to wait 3 days. I don't want to wait till the offer. I want to know now how this can help my business. You need to be in VIP. I'm going to drop that link in the chat. That'll be the next thing in the chat. But for right now, guys, I want you to get excited with me. I really believe that if you are in receiving mode, that you're going to get the most out of tonight. I had the pleasure of talking to a young woman today. I won't say her name, but we talked about her business and where she was. And she was really transparent and shared with me that she's kind of in a valley right now, not only in her business, but kind of in her life. And it was a really powerful call where she was transparent right away. And what I assured her was, you're not the only one. If you're on the call right now and you're in a down season in your business, or you know that you could be doing so much more in terms of results, you're not the only one. In fact, I bet that you have done as much as you can with what you know and what you have. You probably are doing better than you think. Give yourself a round of applause for that. But now it's time for real tools. They're going to take your business from a one-man operation to an actual real business. Who dreams of having employees and people in their business? Who dreams of their business being so successful that it feeds other families, not just theirs? Not just the impact you make with your clients, but the impact that a robust business could bring to your community and to your network. That's what Coach Nick specializes in. We are kicking off day one, how to sell anything with a webinar. And I want to really introduce you to the man who's leading the charge. He's the creator of this proven system. And he's helped many entrepreneurs and experts generate millions in revenue. And this is experts from services, coaches, architects, all types of entrepreneurs that come here with an idea, and that idea is powerful and it changes lives. It just has not gotten in front of enough eyeballs. That's their problem. He's not just a coach. He is a closer, a strategist, and he's your growth partner now. So if you're ready to scale your business, you're going to quickly see that Coach Nick does not fill this time with fluff. He believes in frameworks that work, real-time execution, right? Sandra was on that call and he said, when's your launch date? She said, we're talking about what I'm going to offer. He said, what's your launch date? Let's put a day on it. That's execution. And he wants you to sell and have results without feeling salesy. That's what webinars do. So if you're ready for transformation, if you're ready for this message to create some money for your business and turn really on that zone of genius that this high converting offer we're creating together is going to do for you, drop some fire in the trap, drop your favorite emoji in the chat, surprise me, drop some energy in the chat, and you guys help me welcome your coach, our coach, Coach Nick. Coach Nick, are you there?
I'm here. What's going on? Y'all ready to pick that money up out of the off the table? Let's go. Let's go. Let me move this out of the way. Can you guys hear me? Can y'all see me? Let's go, Mary.
Yes.
Okay, with the money mouth. Let's go, Rachel. Let's go, Natasha. Listen, if you are ready to pick that money up off the table, let me get a let's go in the chat. I know it's in the evening. Listen, some of y'all have 9 to 5s. You probably just got off of work. But if you are dedicated and committed to making these next 2 hours focused in on your business, focused in on the vision that God gave you, universe, however you describe it. If you're committed to the next 2 hour being focused, say come off of mute and say I'm focused. Come off of mute and say I'm focused.
I'm focused.
I'm focused. Yes.
Let's go. If you are committed to making success non-negotiable, say I'm committed. Say I'm committed.
I'm committed.
Yeah.
I'm committed.
And if you are ready to pick this money up off the table, come off of mute and say let's go, and we're gonna get started.
Let's go.
Let's go. I am so glad. Thank you for the introduction, Wanda. I'm so glad to be navigating you through this journey over the next 3 days. The next 3 days, I am literally going to give you my all, right? I'm going to give you my all, but here's my ask from you. I'm going to peel back the frameworks. I'm going to let you know what worked for me, what didn't work, what's worked for my clients, what hasn't worked. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to hold nothing back. But here's the commitment I want from you. If you can be on camera, be on camera. Because when you participate, you elevate, right? I'm going to say that again. When you participate, you elevate. So if you could be on camera, be on camera. I'm going to ask you to engage in the chat because I don't know how many educators we have in the building, but when you engage, you retain more. I'm going to ask you to take notes. I'm going to ask you to limit the distractions. I know that you're the mom, you're the dad. I know that you're the wife, you're the husband. I know that you are in charge of this committee at church, in charge of this in the community, and everybody's pulling you, right? Give me a hashtag guilty in the chat if y'all if I'm speaking to you. You're committed to everybody else and everything else. These next 2 hours, I want you to be committed to you. I'm getting a guilty from Mary, a guilty from Audrey. These next 2 hours, I want you to be committed to you. They can wait 2 hours, right? Say they can wait. They can wait. They can wait 2 hours because what I'm going to be going over with you in the next 2 hours in the next 3 days is a framework that I've not only implemented in my business, but I've helped my clients like Cher, who was an author when she came to me. She came to me, she was like, listen, it took me 3 years to generate $8,000 in my business. And now Cher has generated over $14,000 in recurring revenue just 90 days after we launched. Can we give some hand claps for Cher in the chat? Like using webinars. My client, Dr. Sue, I've helped her. She's a spiritual life coach. And she came to me, she was like, Coach Nick, right in the smack dab of COVID, how do I pivot? How do I turn online? How do I go from working one to one to one to many? And she made $7,000 in 2 weeks. Give me a let's go, Dr. Sue, right? These strategies I'm teaching you is not from theory. These strategies I'm teaching you is not from what I think or what I read, but it's from what I know. It's from me wasting thousands of dollars doing the wrong thing. And hopefully I can help you avoid some of those roadblocks. You won't avoid everything, right? I'm gonna keep it real with you out of the gate. Entrepreneurship is not easy, right? You are going to have, we don't have losses, we have lessons learned. You're going to have some lessons learned, but I want to give you the roadmap to hopefully give you some of my lessons learned so you ain't got to learn them on your own. Is that all right today? Yes, I got a let's go, Dr. Sue. Let me know if that's all right. So before I jump in, I know you're probably asking, who is this guy that has been emailing me? Give me a one in the chat if y'all like, if he sends me one more email, I'm going to flip. Lachey, okay, Lachey's being honest. All right, well, listen, you're here, right? You had to get here, right? My name is Nicholas Marquis, Coach Nick to my clients, and over the last 4 years, I have been helping entrepreneurs launch, grow, and scale through launch events. We've successfully served over 50 plus small businesses to help them take their business to the next level. I've been featured in NY Weekly magazine as one of the top business coaches to watch in 2024. I have built my own multiple six-figure businesses. I have helped my clients build their multiple six-figure and seven-figure businesses. But it didn't start that way, right? It didn't start that way. While I just started business coaching and consulting back in 2020, so about 5 years ago, I've actually been in entrepreneurship since 2012. So I had my first business as an event planner in Miami, right out of college. I didn't know anything about running a business, but I knew how to plan a heck of an event. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna make some money. Now, my very first client was a baby shower. Okay. Coach Stephanie says, I've been waiting on you. Yes, I've been waiting on you, Stephanie. Coach Stephanie, let's go. My very first client was a baby shower, right? Y'all, I did the food, I did the decor, because I did the food because I wanted to be the caterer and I was like, I'm gonna get all the money, right? So I want to be the caterer and the event planner. Never do that. I did the food, I did the decor. The baby mama was asking me to throw away plates and clean up trash. And how many of you can guess how much I made from that one client? How many of you can guess how much I made? Drop it in the chat. Negative 100? No, I didn't know what I was doing, but I ain't no fool. 300, you're too generous. 500, $100. Yeah. For all of that. 2000, Mary, I wish I would have met you before. I wish I would have met you back then in that version of myself. $100. $100 for all that work. And in the moment, I was pissed at the client because I was like, I know I should have got something more than that. But really, in hindsight, I was upset with myself because you don't know what you don't know, right? And I didn't know how to charge my services. I didn't know how to go and get high quality clients. I didn't know how to sell, right? Oh, that icky word sell. And so I had to do something about it. And so I moved to Atlanta. I felt like God was telling me, Nick, it's time to move to Atlanta, right? Now I'm gonna move. I'm gonna be this big time event planner. And I'm going to like Atlanta's a Black Hollywood. Like everybody has an event planner. Well, I got here and it was a very different reality. I actually was working as a server at Longhorn. I was overworked, underpaid. It had got to a point where my lights was being cut off, and y'all, we're not gonna stay in this low vibration for a while, but my lights was being cut off. When the tow truck would pull up outside, I would pray to God it wasn't there to repossess my car. But there was something that clicked and shifted in a moment when I hit rock bottom. Because if any of you, I don't know what your rock bottom is, but if any of you have ever been at rock bottom, what's your only option? What's your only option for direction to go? And come off, feel free to come off of mute.
Up.
Up. Yes, get up, 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 up. Your only option to go is up, right? And I don't know what your story is. Your story may not be like my story, right? You'll have your own story. But when you're at rock bottom, when you're in the moment where you say, you know what? Success, I'm going to make success non-negotiable. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to the next level. I'm going to do whatever it takes to birth this vision that I've been given to bring to the world. I'm going to do whatever it takes to bring this solution to the market so that I can solve my ideal client's problems or just stand in purpose, right? And so I started working with the coach, and I moved my business from struggling to generate sales to working with some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies like Coca-Cola, BET, Delta Airlines, and so on and so forth. Now, what I really enjoyed doing was ear hustling. So while I was maybe working on Coca-Cola's trade show or working for Microsoft Ignite's company meeting, I was ear hustling their marketing and sales plan, right? We get ear hustle. And what I would do is my clients, my small business clients, I would plan their launch events, right? And so just put a pin in that. We're going to come back to that. And so at the same time, while I was working these big companies in my business, I had a job as an event manager for a hotel. And I had just closed $1 million contract. $1 million. Now, I'm like, if I did it for me, or if I did it for them, I can definitely do it for me, right? I closed $1 million. Well, COVID hit. COVID hit. And um, how many of you think that they found my salary in the $1 million that I just brought into the business? No, I had just got the bigger office. I was celebrated in stand up for bringing in the contract. And just a couple weeks later, COVID was announced. And a couple weeks after that, my boss walked in and said, listen, we don't know where this is going, how this is going to affect the business, and we're laying off everybody, you included. I'm like, y'all couldn't find my $1 million should have been that job security, right? That's what we thought. And it was in that moment that I understood that job security was a fallacy. So fast forward, I'm asking God, what am I going to do about my business? I have built this business. All of my contracts canceled, by the way. Thank God for force majeure, but all of my contracts canceled. I had just lost my job. God, what am I going to do? And my friends and family were asking me, hey, we saw you build your business. We saw you work with Coca-Cola. We saw you work with BET. Can you help me launch my business? And we didn't even use launch. We just said start, right? You help me start my business. And so I'm getting on Zoom calls, and I remember my first client was my godmom, and I got introduced to this world of coaching and consulting. And my coach told me go and get results, right? Go and ask your previous clients that you worked for pennies or for free, and ask what results they got. And my mom had generated over 6 figures in her business in a matter of 6 months. I was like, oh yes, I got something. I got something, right? And so it pushed me in this direction of helping entrepreneurs just like you on this call grow their business by doing launch events, which essentially is what a webinar. I'm getting somewhere, right? And so remember, I would take strategies that I heard in these big Fortune 500 meetings and bring them back to my small businesses. So now my conversation changed from what color you want the linen, how do you want the invitations to look, what food do you want to provide, to what is your sales strategy, how are you going to market and follow up, and how are you going to close, what is our revenue goal, right? Give me an amen in the chat if you like that conversation, right? So I began working with these businesses, and now here we are 5 years later, and we have been helping businesses do the same. Again, I talked to you about Share and oh Lord, Share and Dr. Sue, but I've also worked with lawyers. My client Joanna, we launched her business back in 2020. Now she's generating $50,000 every month. I helped my client Rhonda and Johnny launch their premium cigar brand line, first Black-owned cigar brand in the Southeast region, and now they're in some of the most prominent cigar lounges. So if you guys are ready to jump in and you're ready for me to help you, give me a let's go in the chat or come off of mute and say let's go. See, I had to give y'all my story because you got to know that I know what I'm talking about, right? There's a lot of
Let's
these
go.
people.
Let's go.
Go. A lot of
Let's
folks out
go.
here who
Let's
don't know what
go.
I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, great. So before we hop in, we have to do some mindset shifts, right? We have to do some mindset shifts because here's one of the things that I know. I know that we don't, who does not like sales? Who thinks sales is icky? I saw in y'all, this is a safe space because I saw your intake form. So I know that I know that we have some mindset to do around sales. We have to shift our mindset. Here's what it takes to be successful: consistency, discipline, understanding what's rhetoric and reality. I forgot what her name is, but I heard that from her, Ashley Kirkwood. She talks about rhetoric versus reality. You have to have confidence and you have to have grit because entrepreneurship is not easy, right? It's not easy, but it is worth it in the end. And so one of the things that I had to get clear about were habits that I needed to break in order to become the version of myself. Habits to break. In order to become the version of myself that could be consistent, in order to become the higher version of myself that wasn't talking myself out of taking action, that wasn't mismanaging time. Oh my gosh, how many of us are terrible with time? That was prioritizing other people. I said at the beginning of this call, we prioritize everybody else, but I want you to be committed to your business in this moment. We had to figure out what habits we have to break in order to become the next version of ourselves and evolve before we evolve. Does that make sense? You have to evolve before you evolve. The next thing that we have to think about is what beliefs do I need to shift in order to change the paradigm of my business? What beliefs do you need to shift, beliefs to shift, in order to change the paradigm of my business? I want to do something real quick, and feel free to come off of mute or just drop it in the chat. But I want you to finish this phrase. Money doesn't grow on
Trees.
Trees.
trees. There's this scarcity mindset when money is literally paper, and paper literally is made from trees, right? What about this? Money is the root of all. Any Bible scholar? Evil, right? When actually the word says the love of money is the root of all evil. What beliefs have we been taught, no fault of our own, that's keeping us from attracting wealth, attracting money, attracting success, and it's actually helping us repel it because of our beliefs? Oh, I think I stepped on the old version of me toes, right? We have to scrape for change, or we're not worthy to charge a premium. Every one of you on this call is worthy to charge a premium, and I'm going to show you
Step on
how.
the foot.
Let's go. Okay. Now, once we talk about the habits we need to break and the beliefs that we need to shift, the next step is what habits do we need to develop? What habits to develop? One of the first things that I have my clients do when we start working together is create a morning success routine and an ideal work week. Because listen, yeah, a whole foot was stepped on. That's okay. Mine too. Mine too. Because listen, if you want to be consistent, if you want to make moves in your business, you have to focus and dedicate time. And I want you all to give yourselves just a round of applause or a pat on the back because you're here, you're making time, you're developing habits to invest in your business, right? What habits do I need to create? What habits do I need to develop to create consistency, right? What's your weakness? We all know what our weakness is, right? How do I create consistency? What habits do I need to create to look at things strategically? So on day 3, we're going to talk deep about numbers and sales and conversions and all the things that probably would give most of y'all a headache. But you need to get in the habit of saying it's not that I can't, but how can I? Right? It's not that this isn't working. It's what part in the process is broken that needs to be fixed so that we can get the result that we're looking for. Does that make sense? But put make sense in the chat if that makes sense, right? Looking at things strategically. And the last piece of this is to give yourself permission, hold on to your seatbelts, to prioritize you. That probably stepped on a lot of y'all toes too. We prioritize everybody else, right? And in some instances, rightfully so. There's a time to prioritize family. There's a time to prioritize your job. There's a time to prioritize community, but there's also a time to prioritize you. I want to give you permission to prioritize you, right? What habits do you need to develop in order to prioritize you, look at things strategically, and become consistent? And the last piece of this, and then we're going to get into it, we have to do mindset first, okay? So I know some of y'all are like, this is the woo-woo stuff, but it's important because when I tell you to go out and I want you to triple whatever you're charging, I need you to understand that I'm challenging you to think higher and come higher, right? What beliefs do I need to adopt? Right? So some of the beliefs that in with my coaching clients, when we start our calls, I usually ask them, what was your big win from last week? And we don't have losses. What was your lessons learned? Because there's a lesson in each loss, right? So not accepting losses, but looking at them as lessons learned, right? You also need to adopt the belief that this is my season. And if you don't believe it, borrow my belief for you, right? This is your season, right? This is your time to take everything that was meant for you to take it by force. This is your time to birth the vision that you were given, right? To bring to the market the solution that you were meant to bring, right? Here's what I find with a lot of new business owners that I work with. There's 2 types. There's people who are playing with it, and there's people who really believe in their product and service. And even if you don't have a product or service yet, I want you to believe that you have something so valuable to offer that you just have to uncover it, right? If you don't believe it, nobody else is going to believe it. You also need to adopt the belief that I have been equipped, and I want y'all to say this, add it to your affirmations. I have been equipped with everything that I need to reach the next level. You've been equipped with it. You've been equipped with it, LaQuinta. You've been equipped with it, Lovely Coco. You've been equipped with it, John Boy. You've been equipped with it, Jewel, Lachey, Natasha. You've been equipped with everything you need to get to the next level. The question or the statement that you need to make is, Coach Nick, give me the strategy, right? You also need to adopt the belief that success is non-negotiable and it's waiting for me to catch up. It's waiting for you to catch up. Come on, Slowpoke. The less action that you take, the longer it will take you to get to success. You know the difference between you and the people you see on social media and don't believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. I'm in some of these masterminds and folks is struggling out here. But the difference you see between you and your competitor or you and this person and all of this comparing is the amount of action that you're taking. If you want success, take more action. You also need to believe I have the gift, the talent, the skill set, the framework to help solve people's problem, and I deserve to charge for it. And not just charge for it, but you deserve to charge a premium for it. Anybody that resonate with anybody in the chat? And here's how you charge a premium. You need to understand, and then we're going to get into it, that I will never be able to charge my worth because you are invaluable. You'll never be able to charge your worth, but you are worthy of charging a premium, right? So what habits do you need to break? This is just something I want you to ponder on. What beliefs do you need to shift? What habits do you need to develop? And what beliefs do you need to adopt? If y'all are ready to get into this, let's go in the chat. Was that good? I like that. Okay. Ooh, that hit different. I love. Okay, good. You know, you never know with the mindset stuff. Some folks are with it and some folks are not. But I love that means the energy is right in the group, right? So, here's what I want you to know. How most business owners approach sales and marketing. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into some things. What time am I rolling on? Okay, we doing good. We doing good. So these are the ways that most business owners market and sell. And I want you to give me a guilty when it resonates with you. So way number one is I let leads find me by magic. And when I say leads, I mean people who are possible customers, right? So I wait for leads to find me, right? Wait for them to find me. Maybe they see me on social media. Maybe I run into somebody in the market. God, just find me, right? And then hopefully they see something they like. Or let's do this. I like it. Right? So we wait for them to find us. They see something they like, or they ask us what we do, right? Then what happens is I overwhelm them with the process of what we do, all the features, all the stuff, because I feel like I have to overcompensate for them to make the purchase. And then 9 times out of 10, they still don't buy. Oh my gosh. Ask me how I know. Guilty in the chat if this is you, right? I wait for them to find me. Hopefully they like something. I'm going to oversell them because I'm overcompensating and I'm nervous that they're going to say no. And then most people don't buy, right? And that's okay. That's okay. Let's go. It needs to be benefits that you sell. Yes, 100%. So this is way number one, right? This is I like to say the wrong way. Anything will work if you work it, but this is definitely the hard way. All right, here's way number two. So leads either find me or I find them. All right, so you're doing a little bit right? So they either find me or I might find them because I'm networking, or I'm posting inconsistently on social media, or I am asking for the referral, right? And then I invite them to a free consultation. Oh my gosh. Get this free consult. Nobody wants a free consult. I'm gonna tell you what they want instead, right? And then 9 times out of 10, I'm getting frustrated because most of them are no-showing, right? So now I've wasted not only time, but I've wasted my lunch break because I thought we were going to be doing a sales call during my lunch break. Guilty, right? Free consultation that they may or may not show up to. And if they do, I have to take an hour just to close them. So we do an hour. I've wasted my lunch break and now I'm hungry going back to work. And they may or may not close, right? Right. And this way works better than this way, but it's still the hard way. So can I tell y'all what to do instead? Can I tell you the easier way? And let me tell you, the reason I mapped this out is because this is how I started, right? So this is my journey. So don't I'm gonna project on to you, but this is my journey. Here's the easier ways. We just gonna delete. We're gonna erase that. Because good Lord, those sales calls, oh my gosh. Here's the easier way. I strategically show up. Let's see. Easy button. And easy is subjective, all right? I don't want to sell false expectations, but I strategically show up in places my ideal client is already hanging out and even possibly looking for me, right? So now I'm not just going to any networking event in Atlanta. I'm going to the legal professional women of Atlanta networking event, and I'm buying a table, right? Intentionality. I am strategically showing up where my ideal clients are already hanging out and even possibly looking for my solution. Then, right? So that's one. Then I invite them to consume content. Who can tell me why this is important? Why do we want them to consume content? Somebody come off of mute, or actually, our VIPs, Wanda, who we got VIPs in the chat. Okay,
Sandra.
Kathy said results so they can see what you have to offer. Why do we want them to consume content? So you're always on their mind. We want them to consume content because we want to build know, like, and trust, right? And low key, mm, we want to explain our process for our product or service or our offer before they get to a sales call with us or the point of sale. Does that make sense? So we want them to consume piece of content, and not just any content. We want them to consume content that has perceived, oh Lord, perceived PHV, perceived high value, right? Perceived high value. Here's what that lends the result to. And I'm not telling you from what I think, I'm telling you from what I know, right? I either close them on this presentation, and if I don't close them on the presentation, then I invite them to a call because they are qualified. So it's not that you can't do calls and won't ever do calls. I actually recommend you do calls until you can hire a closer. But now when we get on this call, now I don't have to explain my process. I don't have to explain who I am. I don't have to do most of that because I did it in my perceived high value piece of content, right? Is this making sense? Let me know. Put making sense in the chat if this is making sense. They are more likely to close because they are qualified and they already know, like, and or trust you. Right? And they're more likely to show up because they're like, oh, this is the person that delivered this content. I have questions that I want to ask them, right? All right, cool. This is the easier way, right? And this is practically what I'm going to be walking you through this week, because when you can do this, it just makes it easier to sell, and you don't have to be salesy, right? I saw a lot of people ask, hey, how do I sell without being salesy? You don't have to be salesy because you've already sold them. You sold them from the time that they opted into your email list. All right, we're gonna move on. All right. Everyone has been a part of a sales presentation, right? And here's what I want to give y'all some examples, right? But the most effective sales presentations are the ones where they don't feel like sales in the beginning. Okay. So I remember when I just turned 25, and I remember going to Cancun, and somebody, like, all these people, like, approached me, and this one person approached me, this one guy approached me, and he said, hey, we're hosting a breakfast. How old are you? I'm like, I'm 25. Do you have a credit card? Yeah. All right. Like, great. We want to invite you to a breakfast at a resort. Anybody ever? Okay, Perry already Perry already called it out. We want to invite you to a free breakfast at a resort. Y'all, I got to that resort and it was lavish. You saw the kids playing in the pool. They took me to the room on the top floor. We had the most amazing meal in the hall. And I said, "Listen, I don't want to buy anything." They said, "No, no, 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 no. You don't have to buy anything. Just go through the presentation. I just have to bring you through the presentation, right?" And then at the end of that, timeshare just say no. Then at the end of all that, they bring you to a room and they say, "Hey, before you go, we want to show you how you can get access to this." And it's only supposed to take 15 minutes. Well, 4 hours later, here I am begging them to let me go, right? I had just attended a sales presentation. How many of y'all attended? So I see in the chat, y'all attended some sales presentation. What about when you go look for an apartment? Right? You go and you tour the apartment. They greet you with water. If you go to the right ones, they greet you with water. They casually ask you on the elevator, "So what do you do?" Right? They're qualifying you, Lyra. They're qualifying you, right? You have just, and at the end, they try to sell you into an apartment. You just attended a sales presentation. Have you ever been walking in Costco or down the aisle and you see somebody either cooking something or showing you an appliance, giving you free samples, and then they tell you, "Hey, take this coupon, and now you can, and if you use this coupon today to buy this thing, like, you can get it at a discount," right? You just attended a sales presentation. Who's ever been to a Mary Kay party, right? Or an Avon party? My grandmother used to sell Avons. I used to hate going to the, hey, Granny. Sorry, I forgot we were on live on YouTube. You just attended a sales presentation. Who's taking their kids to college, right? And you're going on a free college tour, and they're giving you the most amazing food at the college tour that you never taste again after you go to that college, right? You just attended a sales presentation. Everyone has been a part of a sales presentation. And here's the thing that they led with, right? Something free. So we're just going to say a free offer. Hey, come get free breakfast, timeshare. Hey, get this coupon or this buy one, get one free coupon, or get this sample, something free, right? We're leading with the free offer. Here's the purpose of a sales presentation. And I said this a little bit earlier, but I just want to write it out. One is to build know, like, and trust. KLT stands for know, like, and trust, right? And there's people who have different varying opinions about this. Do you need them to do all three? Just try it anyway, right? Get people to know, like, and trust you. That's the purpose of your sales presentation. The second purpose is to explain your process, but explain it in a way that's engaging and that it's like, you know what? This makes sense. That the next logical step is your offer, right? How do you get people from point A, which is in pain, sad face, all the way to point B, which is in pleasure, happy face? So here's the thing, here's where people go wrong with webinars, is you try to teach like too much of the tactics and the stuff, and you end up overwhelming them. And at the end, I still don't know how this is going to get me from point A to point B, right? So there's a place and a time to talk about process, and it's in your content. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow in the attract, convict, and convert content formula. But I want you to know, high level view, this is the second purpose of your sales presentation. And then the final purpose of your presentation is to get your decision. I can make money. I don't know how to spell. Is to get your prospect to make a buying decision. Myron Golden, I don't know how many of y'all know Myron Golden. Myron Golden says, "Tell me yes, tell me no, but tell me quick because I got to go," right? Like, let's make a decision. You either want it or you don't. This is either for you or it's not. You're either going to invest or you're not going to invest. but we gonna make a decision, right? You gonna either say yes or no, right? These are the three purposes of your presentation. Now, I'm not saying that you can't teach value. This is valuable. I'm not saying that you can't teach them the how. You know, you have a lot of people out here saying teach them the what and not the how. I'm not saying you can't teach them a little bit of that. But if you don't hit these three things in your presentation, it will not convert. Not telling you from what I think, I'm telling you from what I know. I remember my first webinar that I did, it was called The 5 Components of a Business. Now, I'm a business geek, so I enjoyed it. I thought the content was fire. I started talking about how you have 5 components of a business and a sales department and how you scale and how you need to create SOPs and systems and processes and all the things. How many of you can guess how many sales I made from that presentation? Put it in the chat. How many sales do you think I made? One? One? Up. Natasha, give Natasha $100. Zero. Zero. Because they were overwhelmed, right? And the content did not, and people gave me feedback. It was great information, but now I feel like I have so much to do before I'm even ready to work with you that it just doesn't make sense, right? Or I'm just so overwhelmed that I don't want to do this anymore, right? So you have to create content in a way that hits on these things, causes transformation, and not just gives them information, right? Transformation, not just information, right? Everybody say that aloud, whether you come off of mute or just say it to yourself. Transformation, not just information. Did you know, according to Statista, that 99% of marketers that they surveyed said that webinars represented a critical element in their marketing plan? Did y'all know that? They also said that 72% of marketers believe that webinars significantly influenced their sales pipeline and revenue generation. Remember earlier when I said you just bring people to a call and now you're struggling trying to make the sale. And when you let them consume content, they're more likely to convert. So if you didn't believe me, believe Statista, right? They said 72% said that there's higher conversions after someone consumes a webinar content. Meanwhile, 53% believe that webinars create the highest quality leads of any top of funnel channel. And this is by HubSpot, right? So here's my question to you. If everybody else is doing webinars, why the heck aren't you leveraging sales presentations in the form of a webinar? Y'all ready to change that? Y'all ready to change that? Let's go. I can see Sandra, LaQuinta, Rachel, Liera. I hope I'm not pronouncing your name wrong. Erica. Let's go. All right. So let's talk about the overall strategy for your webinar, which we're going to focus on. And then for today, I'm going to let you know what we're going to focus on. So here's the webinar selling system. And I tried to break this down as simple as possible. I am a strategist, so sometimes I can overcomplicate things, but I've learned in coaching that I have to simplify, right? So here's your strategy. And this is what you're going to hyper focus on as you start to build your webinar. Your first step is to fill. We have to fill the webinar, not with just anybody, not with just friends and family, not with just people on Facebook or Instagram. We want to fill them with high quality leads, right? People who have the money and the urgency to buy from me. Very intentional, right? So first we need to fill the webinar. Then we need to deliver the content, right? And I already talked about delivering your signature content in a way that convicts and supports them in making a buying decision. All right. I have a lot of clients when I'm auditing their webinar, they do the entire webinar, beautiful presentation. They go into the details of how to do this and how to do that and getting the transformation and all of this stuff. And then when we get to the offer, They're like, and if you want to buy it, you can. The link is in the chat. Well, have a good night. Right? But they didn't get to the last part, which is to close, right? Fill, deliver, and close. This is the strategy that you're going to follow. If you're not making the sales you want to make, it's because one of these are lacking. You either need to look at your closing process, or you need to look at the content that you're covering. Does it make sense to where the next step is my offer? Or do I need to get more leads? Sometimes that's it. It's like, oh, I just need to talk to more people. Sales is a number game. It's a numbers game, right? So if you're not getting the sales you want, even the most terrible closer will be able to hit their sales goal if they talk to enough people. If you get the right people in the room and you say the right thing, all right, let me credit Dan Henry. If you get the right people in the room, you say the right thing, and you make the right offer, you will be successful and you will make sales. Does that make sense? All right. So today we're going to focus on filling your webinar. All right. Let me know if all right, I want to just real quick, let me know if this makes sense. Make sense in the chat or come off of mute. That makes sense. I don't want to leave people behind. All right. Okay. Let me know if it doesn't make sense. All right. Fill, deliver, and sell. Write this at the top of your notebook. Each day, this is what we're breaking down. Okay, thank you. This is what we're breaking down. So today, we are going to, let me rewrite this. We're going to talk about filling your webinar. Fill, deliver. Hey, Wanda, we may need to mute, close. All right. Now, let's talk about filling. And before we talk about filling, we gotta understand we have to fill it with the right people. So here's I'm gonna give y'all like 2 minutes on the clock, and then we're gonna bring some of you guys up to actually do this. You need to identify who your ideal customer is, right? And here's the 3 areas that I want you to think about. Area number 1, who do I enjoy working with? What type of person? Let me tell you something. Wanda can tell you, because she's on my team meeting every Monday. I have no problem telling clients we are not a good fit to work together. I love you, but I'm gonna give you your money back and move on. Right? Who do you enjoy? What type of people do you enjoy working with? All right. Number 2 is who can pay you a premium. Right? Don't sell to a broke market. Right? Here's the best thing you can do for target audiences that can't afford to pay you a premium is to go be successful, generate enough revenue, open a nonprofit, and serve them that way. But for your for-profit business, I want you to focus on a premium. We're not Walmart. We don't have the reach as Walmart. We don't have the reach that Target does. So we can't afford to charge pennies on the dollar, right? We're small businesses. We have limited resources, right? So we need to charge a premium, right? So you're thinking of who do you enjoy working with, who can pay you a premium, and then the most important piece is who has a sense of urgency. Let me tell you, you don't want a whole bunch of people on your webinar that says, yeah, that was nice, and I want to start a business, but it's just not that important right now. Yeah, I want to get my health together, but it's not, it's not a priority right now, right? Now you will get some of those people, but you want to target people who have a sense of urgency. So what does this look like? So at first I was targeting the wrong people, right? I was targeting people who had like a side hustle or wanted to start their business from scratch. And maybe they were in between jobs or doing like Uber on the side. And again, it was like a nice to have, right? I just want a side hustle. I just want to generate a little bit of extra revenue. Well, what that what that had me doing was getting on the phone with people who had the best intentions, who I know that I could help, but they couldn't pay me. So I switched my focus to working with, or to focusing on people who did professional services. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. People who had a side hustle, right? So they already had some sort of business. They also were careerpreneurs or career professionals. Get it together, right? They were career professionals, so that spoke a different language. They can afford to invest, and they were sick and tired of their job. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Do you see the difference between being intentional about targeting these people? Because I enjoyed working with them because I didn't have to, like, yes, we had to go over some of the basics of business, but we weren't starting totally from scratch. They also could pay me a premium because they were career professionals, right? This could be entrepreneurs. This can be people with indisposable income. This could be doctors. This could be lawyers, right? A sense of urgency. They were sick and tired of their job and they were ready to trade their 9 to 5 for entrepreneurship. And they had the money to invest to do so. Does that make sense? So here's what I want to do. I want to give you 2 minutes on the clock. And I want you to identify who is your ideal client avatar answering these 3 questions. Wanda, I'm going to give them 2 minutes, and then you can bring them up, bring 2 people up to answer.
Awesome. You guys have been so fire in the chat. I love it. So let's keep it going. Coach Nick is asking you for your ideal client. I think the part of this that is so interesting to me that I've never heard before is not just finding out who you enjoy working with and who can pay, but also who has a sense of urgency. How many times have you had someone on a webinar and they say, oh, this is awesome, I'll think about it. Or this is so awesome, let me follow up with you in November, right? Something silly like that. And so I think the caveat here that makes a world of difference is asking who has that sense of urgency. So I want to bring some people up, give you guys about 1 more minute, and then I want to unmute some people and ask who our ideal client is. Sandra, I would love to ask you to come up, our VIP. And as you think about this, tell us who your ideal client was. I want to give you guys an example before you pick your heads up and stop writing. Today, I had the pleasure of talking to Katrina. Katrina is a crisis specialist. That's actually her job. It's what she does. She is the woman on the other line, on the other side of that line, when someone is going through a crisis and they are in their darkest place and they are thinking about doing something that would not just hurt them, but a lot of people around them. She's the person on the other line when they call. And she started talking about how so much she's learned in her proper training, and she wanted to create something with that. And we talked about who she could help. Well, unfortunately, the people that she can help, those people, when they're dark and they're in despair, they're not online typing in, who can help me get out of this hole? Most times they're not doing that, right? They're in depression, they're not talking, they're closed off. So we asked who could be her target audience, and she came up with parents. Right? Who's the largest demographic of people right now that we know are struggling with their mental health? Young adolescents. And who wants to help them more than anybody else? Parents. And so that's an example of knowing who you're helping, but then also being really aware of who can pay, who has a sense of urgency. So Sandra, I'd love to unmute you. If you can, give us, what did you write? Who can you help? Who is your ideal audience, your target audience?
My target audience is women in trauma that have been, that's just stuck in their pain. And I want to be the hope.
Love it.
Okay. So let's clarify that. And then letting you off the hook that easy, Sandra.
Oh God, you just saw my face. Okay.
Okay. So let's start with so let's start with who can pay you a premium. So what type of woman in trauma can pay you a premium?
Working.
Working.
A working
Okay.
woman, or
So
or has a career or a business.
career professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then do you have any particular type of career professional or woman that you enjoy working with?
I
You
enjoy
talked about
working with
you
all
talked about
women.
yeah, you talked about ministry. So are these faith?
Yes, there you go. Yes.
So faith-based. Y'all see how I'm doing that?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then who has a sense of urgency?
Someone that wants to move forward, but they are stuck
Okay.
and
Let's
want to create a business. They want to go forward in their business or their ministry, but they don't know how.
okay. So they are stuck at a plateau, right? They're stuck
Stuck at a
at
plateau.
a level. Okay. And if we're gonna target career professionals, more than likely I'm stuck at the management level. I'm stuck at executive,
Mm,
like I'm being passed over for promotions and I don't know why. Right? Right.
yes.
So I'm
Wow.
stuck at level wherever they are, right? So
Okay.
I'm stuck at this level and I want to go to the next level. All right.
Yeah.
Does this
Yeah.
make a little bit more clearer?
Yes. Yes.
So you help
Faith.
repeat after me. I help
I
faith-based
help. I help faith-based
career women
career women
stuck um ready to go to the next level, right? Or here, let's
Okay.
do this. I'm sorry, let's revamp that. I help faith-based women
I help faith-based women
ready to go to the next level in their career.
ready to go to the next level in their career.
Right.
Okay.
And we're going to work on the tail end of that, which is the result that you provide, right? So um, help them get to the next level of their career by helping them get unstuck, discovering their purpose, right?
Mm,
And
mm.
elevating their, we'll fluff up the words, right? But you get the direction that I'm going in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Has to make sense to the offer. So we don't want to just leave it at I help career women get because now I'm thinking you are a career coach. But no, I help
Mm,
faith-based career women elevate or faith-based women elevate their careers by helping them heal from their trauma, discover their purpose, and create larger impact.
okay.
How does that sound?
That sounds good. I'm
Yeah.
writing.
Okay, Gloria. All right, one more. One more. Who else we got, Wanda?
Who else do we have in the chat? Cynthia is raising her hand. Cynthia, who
Cynthia.
is your target audience? Your avatar.
Oh, I should have used a different color. Sorry, y'all. Can y'all see that?
Okay. We can barely see it.
Okay.
So the first one is you enjoy working with them. The second one is they can pay a premium. And that last one is a sense of urgency.
Okay. I enjoy working with the single mothers,
Okay.
and the thing is, like when you sell something to children, you gotta have your
Target.
content be targeted to the parents with the money. So with the single mothers, some have money, some don't. So that's kind of one of my questions. And then the urgency is I want to help them keep their hope to never give up. I just wrote a book, and so I help single mothers overcome, heal, and triumph despite adversity. The title of it is PRESS. It's talking about my press of faith. I know I don't have to use the overcome, heal, and triumph with everything, but
Okay.
I still got the book information in my head.
Okay.
But I do want them to never give up. I want them to keep their hope, because you can't really toss around the word faith a lot because it might turn some people away or whatever. But I'm going to be talking about faith all day long because that's who I am and that's my lifestyle. So I can't
Okay.
help it. So
What's the result you help them get? I think I could get you some clarity here. What's the result you help these single mothers get?
I help them get hope and keep hope
So they can do what?
so they can move forward, so they can overcome, so they can obtain what they need.
Okay. Let's get tangible with it. And it can be
Okay.
multiple things, but I just want you to pull one out, right? I'm a single mother and I need to overcome adversity. I need to overcome trauma. Sounds like you and
Yeah.
need to connect.
Yeah.
But it has to, like, what's the payoff? So everybody type payoff in the chat. You got to get clear on what's the payoff, right? So Sandra, let me give you the work that we did in VIP with Sandra. We discovered that the payoff is they discover their purpose so that they can also monetize their purpose, right?
Okay.
Once you find your purpose, now you can go create a book. Now you can go be a life coach. Now you can speak on stages. Now you can, start a podcast and monetize content. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
So what's the payoff that we're going to focus on?
I want it to be like a victory in whatever area they needed to be in, whether it's school clothes for their children, the area of finances, or getting their rent paid or their overhead.
Don't go down that road.
Don't go down that
So
road. Okay.
so here's the thing. Now we're starting to talk to people who can't pay us a premium. If they're
Okay.
struggling to pay, so I don't know if you've ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I did
Yeah.
training on this, right? We don't want to target people who are we're struggling to survive, right? Because the priority is not investing in a life coach, which is essentially what you're doing is life
Okay.
coach, right? So we want to target single mothers um who make money, right? Who are already maybe wealthy or well off, and they're probably investing in like nannies. They're probably investing in private schools for their children, right? So we want to target single mothers with indisposable income. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Indisposable.
Because I'm like, I need to change something, or I'm gonna be drawing people that ain't got no money.
Yeah, baby. You're gonna be drawing people who like, do you have a grant? Um, with no shade, like I was there, right? Like everybody has their story, but we can't target them when we're trying to build a business, right? So single mothers with indisposable income, that can be that they're in a professional career like a lawyer, um, in the legal field, a dentist, a doctor, a real estate agent. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So single mothers with indisposable income, and then they have to have a sense of urgency. Why do they want to take action on your stuff now? That's what we have to figure out. And
Okay.
it could be similar, not to give Sandra stuff away, but it could be similar. I'm stuck at this career plateau and I can't get to the next level because I feel unfulfilled. Or it could be I'm ready for it could be, oh, I have a business and I can't keep staff and I have to keep hiring new staff members because I don't understand why everybody just won't do what I say, right? It's because they got to heal some stuff, right? So I would go that route, right? Either career
Mm-hmm.
or business.
Uh-huh.
And it's not saying you have to be a business coach, but you just have to attach it to something tangible.
Okay.
If you are not reaching the level you want in your business, and I'm telling you this because this some conversations I have with some of my high level clients, you're not reaching the level you want in your business because you don't know how to talk to people.
Well, I'm just starting out.
Not you. I'm saying to this lady here, right? You don't know how to talk to people because you are dealing with so much trauma that you're not even realizing is affecting the way that you're running your business. You're not elevating to the place you want in your career because you have a poor sense of professionalism and you don't see it. And my role is to show it to you, give you tools to reinvent yourself and accelerate to the next level. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. And I got stuck in my head, toiling over how did this happen and so on and so forth. And it's because of my ex. Thank God he's my ex. I have to say that so people know how
Yeah.
things started trickling down. But would I be able to bring that into the urgency
Yes,
piece?
absolutely. Absolutely. So it could be maybe they just got out of an abusive relationship. Maybe they again, it can be urgent, but it needs to be also like the result needs to be attached to something tangible. Like, why do I need to take action now? And what's gonna keep me making excuses? Right?
Mhm.
Awesome. Y'all give
Okay.
her a hand. Let's
Thank
go.
you. Thank you.
Is that helpful?
That's
Y'all,
helpful that you said that. Yes.
yes, awesome. Are y'all getting some value out of this? Let's see. Oh, it looks like you got some. Look, you better get in the chat. Looks like you got some potential clients. Okay, let's go. All right. So once you identify who your ideal client is, someone who you enjoy working with, who can pay you a premium and have a sense of urgency. I see somebody said, "Do I need to log off and come back at when you can watch the beginning?" We're gonna post a replay of the challenges on my YouTube channel. So go into one of the million emails that we sent you. Find me on YouTube at Nicholas Marquis. And we'll also post it in the group, in the community, and you can watch this from the beginning, but stay here, right? Stay here. Stay locked in. All right. Once you've identified who your ideal client is, now it's time to put a strategy in place to attract them to your webinar. All right. And here's how we're going to do that. So when we are thinking about marketing, this is the strategy that I use for my clients. It's called the APART strategy. A-P-R-T. APART. And here's what that stands for. The first A is awareness. So a lot of people go wrong or get frustrated, and put a hashtag guilty in the chat if you get frustrated at this, is because it's like, Coach Nick, I'm posting 3 times a day on social media. I'm going live. Nobody's attending. I'm doing all the things and I'm still not getting results. It's because number one, you're trying to market just to your circle of network, which there is a time and a place for that. I actually teach a concept called the circle of network. But where we really want to go is you want to leverage your circle, but you also want to leverage other people's audiences. How many of you have heard that term before? Other people's audiences, right? OPA. So when we're talking about bringing awareness, we want to get out of our circle and get into other people's circle. And that's actually where we're going to spend a lot of time in the next couple of minutes focusing on. So I'm going to keep it moving. But awareness, getting in front of our ideal customers. Remember, showing up strategically in places they're already hanging out to bring them to your webinar. The second A stands for announcement. Everybody got here today because you came to a landing page and you put in your name, phone number, and email, right? That was our announcement. You need a place to bring these people. So now that we're in front of them, making them aware that we're here and that we have something they may be interested in, now we need to make a free offer. So remember when I talked about the timeshare, how the free offer was free breakfast, and in the grocery store, the free offer was the sample, right? Those were free offers. Those were announcements, right? So your announcement is your webinar. You're going to invite them to your webinar. So you can also look at this as invite. This is very intentional, right? This is not left to chance. And then the P stands for, and we're going to go over this tomorrow, between tomorrow and Thursday, is promotion. Also known as incentivize. You need to be so strategic at incentivizing your prospects at each level. We need to incentivize them to opt into our webinar. Then we need to incentivize them to show up. Then we need to incentivize them to stay until the end. By the way, if you stay until the end of this call, I'm going to give you a sneak peek into the webinar selling system. Right? See what I did there? Then we got to incentivize them to take action. Right? Incentivize. All right? The R stands for remind. How many of you would have forgot to join this call if you didn't get an email or a text message or a phone call or a voicemail? How many of you would have forgot? Kelly said me, Gloria said me. I know some of you probably looked sideways like, why are you emailing me so much and all this stuff? Here's the thing. We're in the day and age, folks, where majority of people have the attention span of a goldfish. You literally, it used to be when I first started in this industry back in 2020, they said you had 5 to 7 seconds to capture someone's attention. Now you have 1 to 3 seconds to capture their attention. How many of you remember my ad? Anybody remember my ad? Erica said I literally need 3 to 5 reminders. Here's the thing, y'all. I'm guilty too. I send you the reminder because listen, I'm like, if I didn't get this, I wouldn't show up, right? You have to remind people to show up. So you need sequences and automations and systems. I'm going to show you that next. You need sequences, automations, and systems so that you can automate this and do it in a way that also builds value. So hopefully you realize that even though we send you a lot of emails, like it's not just sell, sell, sell. It's like, here's who I am. So you know, like what I'm like, I know what I'm talking about. Here's what we're going to cover so you understand what you signed up for. Here's social proof of clients that use these same frameworks that I taught you to get you not only to show up, but to know that it's possible for you. Does that make sense? Remind in a strategic way. And then the last piece is thank. So you are thanking 3 people or 3 types of people. You are thanking the people who showed up and bought, right? So the way that we thank people who showed up and bought is you need an onboarding sequence, right? That could be as simple as an email. Hey, welcome to my program, or congratulations on making the investment or taking that next step, right? People who took action on the webinar. Here's why it doesn't matter who buys on the webinar, who doesn't. You also need to thank people who showed up and did not buy. Hey, thank you so much for coming to my webinar. Maybe you either didn't hear it or it wasn't the right time, but here's the offer that we made on the webinar, and here's an incentive to take action now, even though you didn't take action on the webinar. Y'all following? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Let's say you is like a subconscious thought in physical form. Yes. All right. So we're thanking people who bought, thanking people who did not buy. Then who's the final person we're thanking? Can anybody guess? Who's the final type of person that we're thanking? People who didn't show up. Hey, you didn't show up, so these are called no-shows. You didn't show up to the webinar. That's okay. You missed out on a lot of fire. Yes. Let's go, Perry. Perry, I'm finna invite you to my studio. Yes. People who did not show up, right? Hey, you signed up for the webinar. You didn't show up. That's okay. Here's the replay. Or depending on your strategy, here's the offer. You missed the content. Here's a replay, but also here's the offer that we made on the webinar if you feel that it would be helpful. Or here's the replay. Here's a link to my calendar. I would love to book a call with you to learn more about your business goals, to learn more about your health goals, to learn more about your career goals, to learn more about your life goals, to learn more about your challenges, right? No shows. Those are the 3 people we're thanking. Does this make sense? Because it's a reason to keep at it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Type yes in the chat if this makes sense. I got 1. Okay, there we go. There we go. Is this fire, y'all? Listen, I told y'all I wasn't giving y'all just the what, but the how. All right. So hopefully y'all got this. All right. So take this down. Right now, before we get ready to wrap up for the evening, we're going to focus on awareness. All right. So the mistake that I made, the mistake that I made was the people I invited to my webinar. I was like, okay, let me post 3 times a day. Let me go live. Um, Let me put together an ebook, right? And it's not that those things don't work eventually, they're just slow. Everybody type slow in the chat, right? What have you tried that you've gotten absolutely crickets on, right? Slow. There's something that I call the 3 fast paths to leads. All right. 3 fast paths to leads. Over the 50 plus small businesses that we've launched and helped grow to multiple 6 figures and even some 7 figures, um, we've went these ways. Okay. Like the other ways, they're great. But these are the ways that got us the fastest results. All right. So just listen to me. Okay. Way number one is events. All right. And not just networking events. Networking is slow, right? Events where you're either a speaker or a vendor. Can anybody tell me why? Just come off of mute. Why is it better to be positioned as a speaker or a vendor at an event?
Know, like, and trust.
Yeah. Okay.
You get in front of a lot of different people.
Yeah. All the attention's on you as a speaker, and you are also positioned as an authority quickly, right? So when you're speaking, right, you are positioned as an authority and you have attention. When you're there as a vendor, you are there as a business to do what? To do business. So now I don't have to feel icky about handing out my business card to everybody and trying to book a call at a networking event and feeling like people are like, oh man, he's trying to sell me something. I'm at a table literally trying to sell you something. Does that make sense? And now the people who come up to my table or after I speak, meet me in the back of the room, they're qualified leads because they know I'm there as a business and they know I'm trying to sell them something. Oh, y'all, some of y'all missed that. Let's go. Exactly. I have an event September 13th speaking and my book signing. Yes, make an offer. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Path number one is events, where you are either a speaker or a vendor, not networking. Okay. Path number two is partnerships. All right. So partnerships can be in the form of either like an influencer. And when I say influencer, don't just immediately go to like a TikTok influencer. An influencer can be the president of a book club. An influencer can be the CEO of a nonprofit organization or an association, right? It can be a group anywhere that your audience is already looking. This person or this group or this thing already has my attention. That can be a partnership. And you go and you say, hey, partner, or hey, potential partner, I have this training that I do. I have this free piece of high value content that I deliver, or this workshop that I deliver that helps the audience go from pain point to pleasure. Why don't you offer this to your people? At the end of that training, I'm going to make an offer, and any sales that I get, I will give you a percentage of the revenue. Or when I'm doing partnerships with nonprofits or like associations, I say we will donate a percentage of any revenue we generate back to the association. Did that just like give anybody an aha, or did y'all already know that? Let me know. Yes. Okay. Sandra got my back. So partnerships is way number two. Right? This is why it doesn't matter. I have less than 2,000 followers on Instagram and still built a multiple 6-figure business following this framework. You don't need followers, you need buyers. Everybody put buyers in the chat. You don't need followers. Oh my God. You don't need followers, you need buyers. Y'all, as soon as I realized that, my entire focus and priorities changed. Okay, way number three is digital advertising. All right. And here's the thing, right? If you don't have the budget to invest at least $500 per campaign, then you definitely want to start with, I recommend my clients start with at least 2 paths, but you want to start with these 2 paths, right? Because again, you don't have to invest. But as soon as you get at least $500, invest in digital advertising. Here's why. I can literally tell Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, Google, I can literally tell them who it is that I want to get in front of. And if you do it the right way, again, you get in front of the right people, say the right thing, make the right offer, you will be successful, right? So this is an easy way to kind of get leads into your webinar because you're literally paying to get in front of them. Does that make sense? These are the 3 fast paths to leads. And I will put it against any coach out there that says anything else otherwise. 9 times out of 10, they're leveraging one or all of these paths. How many of you got here because you saw an ad of mine? Put ad in the chat. I didn't really do any speaking for this time, but last time I did all 3 of these. We had partners. So for those of you who got VIP, you got the training where I broke down how I made $11,000 from a 90-minute presentation without using paid ads. It was because I used partnerships. I literally got people who was in front of my target audience and filled my webinar that way. I also did the same thing. We made $20,000 from being a vendor at a Juneteenth event in Orlando. Like literally, these are the 3 fast paths. All right. All right. So let me ask, it looked like a commercial. Good. It's supposed to look like a commercial because we was commercializing. Who's commercializing? I want to do takeaways. But before I do, how many of you got value out of today first? Drop a 1 in the chat if you got, or drop a yes in the chat if you got value from the lesson so far. Yes, 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 yes. Can I be honest with y'all? The reason that I'm doing this, so anyone that's teaching you sales and not going to sell you something, you should look at them with a side eye. But the reason I'm doing this is number 1, so that you understand how this webinar game really works. And like I said, I have been through it. I've wasted the money. I've tried the things that don't work and discovered the things that do work, right? And so we have been working on, we've launched a boot camp helping entrepreneurs implement this and build their high converting webinar. And I'm so excited because like tomorrow or Thursday, we should have some of the boot campers coming on to talk to you all kind of about the results that they're getting. They're getting ready to launch this month. And so we just launched our founding cohort and we are getting ready to open the cohort again in August. For those of you who know, listen, I want to implement a webinar system inside of my business. I want to install this. I know that this will take my business to the next level. Would you mind if we usually wait until the end of the challenge to open doors? But for those who are ready now, all right, if you're not ready now, no pressure. Just sit back and watch, and we're going to finish out afterwards. But for those who are ready now, would you mind if I showed you a little bit about the bootcamp and how we serve our clients? Kathy said, open them doors. Open them doors. Okay, I am going to transition here. Wanda, I would love if we bring a couple people up for takeaways as I kind of reposition myself to share my screen and show them about the bootcamp. Okay?
Awesome. Guys, show some love in the chat to Coach Nick. We're going to just switch gears here for a little bit, but I want to hear from a few of you what you have highlighted, circled, underlined on your notes. What is the nugget that is standing out for you so far? Someone unmute and let me hear you. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Lachey. Thank you, Gloria.
Yes.
Who can share one nugget that they've taken with them? I know you're taking notes. Cynthia, what is your nugget? You should be able to unmute yourself. There you go.
Can you hear me?
I can.
My nugget is for the people that are able to afford and pay a premium, because I was trying to figure out how to help the single mothers. And I know some of them have money and some of them don't, because I've been one mostly all of my life. And that really helped me, what he said tonight. And I'll figure out the tangible piece for the end of it. But that will really help draw a different type of crowd, because I believe in serving, but I ain't trying to
Yes.
stay like this in this financial state that I'm in. So I'm going to help them while the Lord blesses me in the process. So I really
Yes.
appreciate that. He really knows how to break things. Well, you really know how to break things down. I think you're still standing there. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Cynthia, for
Yes.
sharing.
Thank you
We
so
also-
much, Cynthia.
One
We
thing
also
that I
have-
learned,
My
Go
name.
ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead, John.
one thing that I learned is people that have money and can afford it, and they like what you're doing, they're going to want to invest into you and
Yep.
put money into you, into your company to make you better. And they're going to have a lot of friends that want the same thing too.
Mhm.
And so you're not going to have to fight for that money like you do.
And
I
can I
like
keep it? Can I be 100% with you?
Sure.
Premium buyers, if you don't charge enough, they look at you like a scam. They're like,
Either
or
that or
they look at
you
you like, well, this is not gonna be the experience that
exactly, or
I
they'll
want.
tell you that your presentation must not be very good if you don't think you're worth more than that, because I just paid X amount of dollars, to go to something very similar to this, and they charge me 3 times as much as you're charging.
Yeah.
So don't underestimate your value. Is
Oh.
that another nugget that I took away? You are important. You are worth it, and you
Ooh.
should be able to charge that money because you're giving them a service.
You deserve to charge. Oh, Cynthia said, I do want to serve. You deserve to be paid to serve.
We
You
also
deserve
have
to charge a premium. Let's go.
Kathy who wants to share, and then Kelly, you'll go after her. Kathy, what is the nugget that you wrote down?
Success is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
That hit me like a target, like that bow and arrow, boom, right straight to the heart. Thank you so much.
Kelly, what is your nugget that you want to share?
I have two. I had came on late, but when I first got on, Coach Nick was going into saying, if you don't have the audience, sometimes you may not know that you don't know how to talk to people. I am in the process of starting something, and the person who offered to be my production person, she doesn't know how to talk to people. So as soon as you said that, I was like, oh my God. So I have to reevaluate and
Send her the video.
Yes. And the second nugget was I do speaking engagements and different things like that. And I'm one of those people who don't like to ask people for money. So in the part where you said utilize it, I think it was the second A, when you're speaking or when you're a vendor at the event.
Mhm.
That's your time because they already are coming to you knowing that they want to look for something. So that was very, very, very important. So I have to watch to see the other things. It was a time zone thing. I got on at 8:00 instead of 7. So I was like, oh my
Okay.
God, I missed it. Okay.
Thank you so much for being here. Yes.
You're
Listen,
welcome.
I call it, and I didn't say it over here. I call my strategy, like, I'm not waiting for my client to find me. I'm going to get my client. Like, if you approach marketing with, I'm going to get my customer, you'll never suffer with having some leads in your life. So
All right,
good.
let's go.
I don't know how to raise my hand. Can I?
Go ahead. Who is that?
It's me, Coach Stephanie.
What's up, Coach Stephanie? Coach Stephanie.
Hey, so I just wanted to add that I have been on so many webinars, and when I say so many, I have invested in so many webinars. But the thing that I really love about your webinar is that you are teaching us the tech side, and you get people that have a 5-day challenge, and they take you 5 days, 2 hours a day, only to get you at the end of the day to, and at the fifth day, I've only learned. Create a $27 digital product and sell it 100 times and make $10K a month. how do I do that? And
Yeah.
you are coming right in the door showing me how do I get leads, how do I get clients? And I'm like, how do I pay you? If I'm here, that means I don't have $15,000, $10,000 to pay you or work with you if you're not showing me how do I do this. So you showing and breaking down the webinar, which is the tech side of it, is very important to me because I've written books, I speak at webinars, I mean at shows, I host shows, but this, what you're teaching, I have no idea how to do it. So I appreciate you bringing up front how you make your money on webinars because that's the thing that I don't know how to do. So I appreciate that. I
Thank
appreciate you.
y'all. Look at the
Yes.
comments.
I
Thank
appreciate
y'all
that
so
right
much.
there.
Listen, we really did this. So I did this because let me tell y'all the real. Well, let me get to this, and if y'all got time to stay after, I'll talk because I can talk forever. But we did this because I was like, all of my one-on-one clients and my coaching clients was like, "Can you teach us webinars?" And we all have imposter syndrome. And there was even a time where I hesitated to do this because I'm like, well, like I have good results, but I don't have the results these other people are giving. But I'm like, you know what? When we push all of that out of the way, and it's like, let me just tell the people what I know. You could do the same thing. Just tell the people what you know, right? And do it in a way that's engaging and that attracts, convicts, and converts. I'm so glad y'all get in. That filled my heart. Thank y'all. Let's go. Okay. All right. So we're about to jump into it. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. So, like I said, we have been working on this for a while. We just finished our in-person session, which is a part of the boot camp for our webinar selling system boot camp. So the webinar selling system boot camp is a 90-day intensive designed to help you build, launch, and automate a high converting webinar funnel so you can attract qualified leads, generate consistent, repeatable sales without burning out and guessing what to do next. Right? And so who is this for? This is perfect for coaches and consultants and service providers with the premium offer, or you are coachable and you will let me help you create a premium offer. Got to be coachable. You're an e-commerce seller, but you're either launching or open to launching a subscription or a high ticket product, or you are a career professional. Y'all remember earlier my target audience? You're a career professional looking to pivot into entrepreneurship via services or digital products, right? So you have to charge a premium for this to work, right? I mean, you can charge pennies for it to work, but you got to get a lot of folks. I'm going to teach you how to charge a premium. So if you're open to that or you have that, this is perfect for you. Let me give you a full roadmap. We haven't updated the dates because this is for our first quarter. Our first cohort. But let me give you the roadmap to what this is. So we start with a 30-day sprint. Okay. So the 30-day sprint is to help you launch your webinar in the first 30 days, first 30 to 45 days, right? So once you enroll, and we're going to open enrollments, we're going to open doors today early for those who are ready to take action. Once you enroll, you're going to get immediate access to some pre-training to help you get organized, help you get set up. We learned so much from the first group that there's some fundamental things that I need to coach you on so that you're set up for success. Because when I say it's a sprint for 30 days, like it is a sprint. Coach Nick and Coach Wanda and our team is in your hiney, okay, to get you moving and to get you taking action. We're not letting you do any excuses. Cry on my shoulder, but we're gonna take some action. We're gonna get some results, right? So we're getting you ready for your 30-day sprint when you enroll tonight. And then on August 12th, not June 10th, August 12th is when the actual boot camp for cohort 2 starts. So this is when your 30-day sprint starts, and we're gonna walk with you every step of the way. I'm gonna ask that you be committed to the calls. I'm gonna ask that you be committed to doing the work. All right, put a yes in the chat if you're committed to doing the work and taking action. I'm going to ask you to be committed for 30 days. And then I'm going to invite you down to Atlanta. All right, this is where my office is. Invite you here to Atlanta for what we call VIP launch weekend. This is a weekend where Coach Nick is going to motivate you. I'm going to motivate you a little bit, but we're going to get some work done. Okay. Like this is a get it done weekend. We literally just had VIP weekend for our founding group this past weekend. So I can't wait till they come and tell y'all all about it. But the goal for that weekend is that you leave out ready to launch your webinar. All right. And then after VIP weekend, within 1 to 2 weeks, you're going to start your marketing campaign. So that apart strategy I just walked you through. And then you're going to go through run through week, right? How many of you would find it helpful if you actually did a run through with like your peers and with Coach Nick giving you feedback? How helpful would that be? So you are going to do a run through, and then you're going to execute your first webinar. Right. And then when you execute your first webinar, we're either going to ask you to do it to make a decision whether you're going to do it weekly or bi-weekly. Right. So it's like exercising in the gym. You got to build the muscle to get good at it. Right. So essentially that is what the boot camp is. Right. So it is getting you some training right now while you wait for us to start. We're going to run with you for 30 days to get you up, running, and launched. You're going to come down here to Atlanta, and I'll talk to you about what VIP Day includes so that you can get things up and running. You're going to launch your marketing campaign to fill your webinar. You're going to practice your webinar with experts, and then you're going to do it and start making sales. Does it make sense? Yes, LaQuinta said it's helpful. Coach Stephanie said yes. Okay, great. Now, here's the training. So remember the unlimited leads, the 3 fast paths leads I just told y'all about? So I literally have a full training suite teaching you exactly how to do this. So if you want to do events where you're speaking or doing vending, you're going to take the events, speak to sell training, or vend to profits masterclass. If you're wanting to leverage partners, I literally give you training on how to get partners. I give you my templates. I give you my contracts, get everything approved by a lawyer. I give you my contracts. I show you how we structure deals. I show you how we do commissions, how we track it, how we set our partners up for success. Because listen, you can't leave it to them. You literally have to do a lot of it for them. I literally give you the behind the scenes on how we get success with our partnerships. And if for those of you who want to dip into ads to fill your webinars, you will get access to our digital ads training. And not only that, you will work with a Meta certified digital ads expert. So a lot of these people telling you go look at a YouTube video to run your ads. Listen, don't. Work with somebody who's been certified in this and who can tell you what you need to tweak and what you need to do to optimize. All right. Type yes in the chat if this will be helpful to get the unlimited leads strategy training. Type yes in the chat. Okay. All right. So that's one piece of the training. The other piece is you're going to get the content that converts workshop. And this is a training teaching you what to say in your webinars, how to position it, how to deliver it, how to create content in a way that transforms and not just informs. We're going to go over some of this at a high level view tomorrow, but I go in detail here, in detail to the point where I even show you a webinar, actually the webinar where we generated the $11,000. I show you that webinar and I tell you, this is why I said this. This is why I put this here and not there. Here's how to transition to the close. Here's how to tell your story in a way that builds authority, right? So we're literally walking you through how to put your content together in a way that converts. And then premium offer suite training. So here's the thing. You either have to have a premium offer, product or service, or be open and coachable to creating a premium offer, product or service. I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to teach you and take you by the hand and to do it. So for those of you who are like, I don't know if I want to charge that much, I got you. Okay. So you're going to get the training on how to create a premium offer and then how to package it in a way that high ticket clients will throw money at you. Okay. And then we're going to do some sales training. Listen, you got to sell. I don't know any other way to put it, Wanda. You have to sell, right? If you want to be successful in business, you have to sell. But there's a way to do it without being salesy. And I am a business coach and consultant. So my first priority for you is to be profitable, right? So you are going to never guess your sales game again. You're going to get the training and strategy you need to be profitable out of the gate and hit your revenue goals. So a big part of the last part of the boot camp, you've already learned the strategy and the tactics. It's really dialing in on the numbers. Like I'm going to be asking you, all right, how many people showed up? How many sales did you make? How many people stayed until through the pitch? How many people showed up to the webinar? How many people did we have register? Okay, this is what we need to fix. What did you say on the sales call? I'm literally giving you feedback on how to perfect your pitch, right? And how to make sales predictable. Now, VIP launch weekend, let me tell y'all, we had so much fun. So VIP launch weekend is when you get to come down here, meet the team in person. You come here to Atlanta. It's going to be in September. We haven't chosen a date yet because we're going to assess. We're going to ask y'all what dates work for everybody. But it's basically one big co-working session. You also have a professional content day. And if we have time at the end, I'll show you some content that we created from this past weekend with the professional camera, videographer. You also get a brand photo, a professional brand photo. You also get to practice your pitch. So I'm going to teach you how to pitch and then you're going to practice. And you get to network with other boot camp members and other clients of mine. So this is good because, again, sometimes we just need to lock in. Like I told y'all, you got to prioritize yourself at times, right? We just need to lock in and get it done. There is a virtual option for those of you who may not be able to make it in person, but this is an in-person event, all right? How helpful? Type yes in the chat if that would be helpful. So come down here to Atlanta, work side by side with me. We're literally helping you with your funnels. Like, here's how you put things in Google Drive. Yes, let's go. Okay. And then tech and coaching support. So we have live weekly strategy labs for your first 30 days. And then after that, we have weekly coaching calls. How many of y'all love Coach Wanda? Type yes in the chat if Wanda's awesome. So Coach Wanda leads our accountability calls. Every week, you'll hop on an accountability call with her to put goals in place, to stay on track, to get some motivation, right? Because sometimes it gets hard out here in these entrepreneur streets, right? So you get a weekly call with her. We have weekly tech support. So when we talk about setting up your webinar, we're not just telling you what to do and giving you videos. Literally, my tech manager is on a call telling you what to do and screen sharing and showing you how to set your stuff up. Get a private community access. And then here's the kicker, y'all. For your first webinar, for everyone who joins the boot camp during the challenge, your first webinar, you get admin support. So if you like Wanda, guess what? Wanda is supporting me, letting people in the room, answering questions in the chat. So all I have to do is deliver the content. Isn't that what we want to do? I just want to teach, right? So you get, everybody gets a virtual admin for their first webinar. All right. And then we provide a 360 support system. So you're going to get expert support and guidance. You get access. I got to change that. You get access to the training for while you're in the program. And then of course, if you continue on with us, you get access to the training. You get tribe and community. Listen, there's been people who have partnered together in our communities, made money together, supported each other. We've bought each other's books. Like we've supported each other at speaking engagements. It's just great to be a part of a community. So everything you're getting today, you will be able to successfully launch your webinar in the next 90 days successfully. You're getting over $23,000 worth of value. This is the Unlimited Leads training. This is the Content That Converts workshop. This is the Premium Offer Suite training so that you can charge a premium. The Profit from Launch Predictable Sales Strategy. VIP launch weekend. Y'all get to come down here and cut up with Coach Nick, and the 360 support system. But can I do something extra for the folks who want to take action today? I know some of y'all need some time. Some of y'all just met me. But for those who want to take action today, can I give some extra bonuses? Type yes in the chat if I could do some extra bonuses. Or y'all good with what we got? Okay, Coach, all right, Coach said do it. So here's what we're also going to do. So I talked about systems and processes and automations and landing pages and all of that stuff. We're giving you 3 months free of Autopilot CRM. This is your ultimate command center for business success. So this is what you're going to do. Your email marketing, your text messages, your website and funnels, calendar booking. You can process payments. It's your CRM system. You can host your courses. You can host your communities. You can host your digital products. Everything you need in this one system. You don't have to buy 1,000,001 systems. It's this one system. The reason we're giving you 3 months access is because by day 90, you should be well making money, right? To where covering the expenses, your business expenses, it's already covered, right? Like, listen, it's a no-brainer. I am also going to be inviting you to my 6-figure blueprint mansion mastermind that happens here in Atlanta at the end of the year, where we literally plan out your 2026 together, which your webinar should be included because that's going to be a part of your marketing strategy. You get to come down here to Atlanta. You get general admission to my mansion mastermind. Like, listen, this is non-negotiable. And when I get to the price, y'all going to really think I'm stupid. You get to steal my assets. So my webinar slides that already works, my copy, my emails, our templates, you get everything. We literally give you everything that we've done for myself and our clients to implement on your own, to implement for your stuff. And we help you implement, right? And then you get your AI dream team. So I think we're going to go into this tomorrow, but literally you don't have to write your copy yourself. You don't have to think of your strategy yourself. We have paid a person, a ChatGPT custom builder, to take everything out of Coach Nick's head and put it into GPTs that you can use so you can get this done. So this weekend, we literally wrote like I want to say 32 emails in a matter of 5 minutes. Like, you get this. You literally get all of this, right? So all this together, you're getting a total value of over $25,000. And for those of you who think I'm lying, literally my lowest package to work with me one-on-one is $36,000, right? We're not charging you that today. Here's what we're charging, or here's the investment. So the normal investment is $5,000 for the do it with me, or $12,000 for the do it for me. That's the normal investment, right? For the boot camp. But for those of you who invest during the boot camp, not the boot camp, during the challenge, the do it with me investment is $3,500, or you could break it up into 3 payments. We also have Klarna, PayPal credit, Afterpay, and other financing options. Or you could do the do it for me for $6,500, or break that into payments. Like, listen, it's literally a steal. And here's also what I want to do for you. For those who take action today, and Wanda, you can go ahead and drop that link in the chat. For those who take action today, I'm giving you an additional $500 off. And not only are we going to give you an admin for your first webinar, but for the duration of the 90 days in the program after you launch, we're giving you an admin for every webinar after that. Success is non-negotiable. Put non-negotiable in the chat. Success is non-negotiable. You are going to be successful come hell or high water if it's up to me. Number one, I ain't got enough followers for y'all to be ruining my name in these streets like some of these coaches that don't know what they're doing. So we are literally making success like a no-brainer. So like I said, we're giving you $500 off. So for those of you who take action right now, Wanda, drop that link again. Your investment is $3,000 for do it for me, or do it with me, and $6,000 for do it for me. And you can still take advantage of the payment plans. Like, listen, take action, don't wait. And for the first person who pays in full, and we'll do the first 2 people. The first 2 people that pay in full, I am going to be on your webinar live coaching you. This is a service that I only do for my one-on-one clients. Literally, I'm in the chat telling you what to say. So my client Cher, who we did her webinar for her, one-on-one. Literally, she had somebody in the comment contemplating whether they wanted to pay in full or do the payment plan, right? And I said, hey, Cher, say this. I direct messaged her. She said it, and 2 people paid in full. So listen, when I tell you it's non-negotiable, it's non-negotiable. And then the last piece that I'm going to say to make this a no-brainer is that we have a guarantee. Okay, because again, I don't have time for you to run my name in the mud in these streets. Yes, listen, Coach Stephanie, that's the spirit sacrifice for your business, right? It's an investment in your business. Here's how confident I am in our frameworks and what it is that we do and the level of support that we provide. If you get to day 90, if you launch your webinar, and if within 90 days you haven't at least made your investment back, what you invested to join the boot camp, and you showed up to the calls, you've raised your hand, you submitted the doggone homework like I asked you to. Oh, that came out a little bit wrong. You submitted the homework, you've gotten help, and you haven't made your investment back. My team will continue working with you for free until you do. I still got to pay them. I'm paying Wanda to be here right now. I still have to pay them to work with you, right? So literally, your success is our success. And so, like I said, that link is in the chat. Wanda, keep dropping that link. We got some folks ready to invest. The link is in the chat. For those of you who know this is for you, take action now, right? Do it scared. Do it unapologetically. Prioritize your business. Get the additional $500 off. If you pay in full, you get the first person who pays in full. First 2 people who pay in full. I'm going to be on your first webinar, coaching you every step of the way, right? Take action now. Don't let this fall by the wayside. Again, for the rest of you who need to see a little bit more, we have a couple more days together, and this offer still stands. You won't get the $500 or the bonuses we're talking about today, but it says page not found. Wanda, can you test that link for me?
It's working for me. sellingwithwebinars.com/checkout. Just click the link in the chat. It is working for me. I just checked it.
Yeah. Maybe, and we're also going to open a breakout room for those of you who are like, I need to talk to somebody. I just need to make this make sense. We'll pull you into a breakout room and we'll make sure it makes sense. Let me test this real quick. We'll test this link and we'll be right back. Okay.
Hey, I'm Cher Therese. I'm an author. I write Wanderlust romance, and I would have left it at that.
Hey, Coach, let's unmute your line so we can hear the audio for this video.
Perfect women and the men who chase them around the world. And I also.
Hey guys, I just tested the link and it's working. So if it's not working, let us know in the chat and we'll pull you in a breakout room so that we can figure it out, because it's working on our end. So just let us know in the chat. We'll pull you in a breakout room and we'll get it figured out.
Hey, I'm Cher Therese. I'm an author. I write Wanderlust romance, and I would have left it at that. I would have probably tried to describe what Wanderlust romance is, Black romance about women who travel around the world and, the men who chase them. But since we started working together, that's kind of changed a little bit, and it's still changing. So I'm Cher Therese. I'm an author. I write Wanderlust romance, and this story is about perfectly imperfect women and the men who chase them around the world. And I also am now a major part of the travel community, the luxury travel community, and we're building a brand to just get women, perfectly imperfect women, booked.
What was going on in the business? And what made you say, you know what? I want to work with Nick and his team.
So a couple of things happened even before the VIP day. I think the first time I got on the phone with you, you kind of listened to what I was thinking I needed.
Let us know if this link works.
I was like, you are articulating everything I've been struggling to articulate, not because it wasn't there or I didn't think it was possible. I just didn't think I could do it as a one-man show. We kind of created this hook where my books are the offer, the front end. Hey, I'm an author. Check this book out. As a matter of fact, one of the first creative things we did together was come up with a creative dramatic narration of the first chapter of the first or the book that I was about to release. And what that actually did was got people to buy in. And then on the back end, they became a part of my contact list, if you will. So I went from an 800 member email list to now have over 3,000 people on the list. And of those 3,000 people on the list, we built even more back-end offers. We're bringing people through this free online webinar, and people are excited about this free information about how a Wanderlust author like me travels the world in luxury to write her books, sometimes for less than $500.
And then we kind of transitioned into this whole travel world, and all we did was just continue to serve your audience and their interests. Talk to us, the people like to hear about revenue journey.
So real moment of honesty, the whole term of broke artist is a real thing. Revenue wise, I wrote my first book, published in 2021. So between 2021 and mid 2024, I probably had made $8,000 total in revenue for all books. 2025 first quarter. In one quarter, I have made more than I have made in the last 3 years on my books. So hopefully that describes it. I think it's 4X.
Say has been the biggest aha or your big win since working with us?
Webinars actually work. Having a training or a not necessarily a consulting offer, but having a course that people truly want information and that you actually give value actually works to generate revenue.
That's what I'm doing. Now just think, and I've had to ask myself this question, where would I be if I had listened to Coach Nick and not been resistant, if I had listened to him in the first place? That aside, I am so excited that not him, he had it all the time. See, he had the ability to read me, to know exactly what I needed. He had it. I didn't have it. So I am grateful that he helped me get clarity on what I was doing, on what my purpose is, and by working with him, he has given me the confidence to step fully into my power. I'm just saying, you need a business coach? He's the one. Ability to see what, for all my smarts, I just didn't see. He had the ability to lay it out in a way that made sense. It's like a step-by-step process. That's what it is, a template.
So when you launched, talk about your results of when you launched. How much did you make? How long did it take you to make it? And all the things.
In transparency, before I launched, I was making a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. But when I launched, I made $7,000 in 2 weeks. So
C. Denise, the masterpiece, the goddess of love and motivation. I am a celebrity blogger. I have more than 500,000 followers. I'm close to growing to 1 million followers on social media. And then I came across Nick. I got in Nick's mastermind, and it's like all of a sudden I got excited again. I got reinvigorated, and I got to know myself a little more. As soon as I got into this mastermind, I went to a 10K month. Well, it was really a 10K week, but we're going to say a 10K month. And then the next month, getting more confidence on how to pitch my offer, how to reframe my strategy and my messaging. I literally had a 10K day. And let me tell you how good Nick is. In this 10K day, it was really a 10K like 3 hours. Like it was really like, like that.
We launched my business. I had an $8,000 launch.
Since our launch, we have made 8 to 10K.
I was able to not only launch I Am Rochelle Cooper, also I was able to leave my full-time job.
I'm actually contracting employees.
Nick has helped us. We are now vacationing.
I made my first 5K launch.
I would say don't hesitate. Like the program is awesome. Trust Coach Nick's process.
Wherever you are, wherever you're watching this video, please do well to subscribe and join this coaching section. You want to launch your business, you want to take your business to the next level, you've been struggling with that big idea that you want to launch, you can actually start up something for yourself.
So trust the process, take the course.
If you just trust it, like, you know what I mean, just trust it and actually go through the steps. But if you follow the process and take like each step at a time and do the assignments, like, you definitely gonna see the results. And the biggest thing
We just finished a one-on-one session. Randy, just tell the people a little bit how you feel, what we accomplished.
All right, so at this point, well, before the call, I was definitely in limbo. I explained that to Coach Nick, and in just 30 minutes, I got clarity. I have direction. Like, the fog is clearing up, and I'm almost able to see this light at the end of the road in 30 minutes.
How excited are you for your new journey?
I'm too excited. I am too excited. I am too excited, and I just, like I told you, I just want to save these women. I just want to help these women. I just, like, I'm sorry. I know it's being recorded.
It's all good. It's all good.
Man, and you just cleared that up. You just cleared that up, and you let me know what I'm really here for, why I'm still here, and why I'm overcoming the way I am. And thank you, Coach Nick.
Of course, you will help these women get their life back. So let's go do it. It's time to put our money where our mouth is. So
Yeah.
let's work.
Let's get it. Let's
All
get
right.
it.
Y'all ready to get to work? Are y'all ready to get to work? Yo. Awesome. Okay, so listen. I want to do Q&A for a few minutes. I know we're over time. If you have a question either about the content from today or about the boot camp, just come off of mute. This is real intimate. Come off of mute, and I'm happy to answer. For those of you who said y'all were trying to get the page, I re-put the link there. So let me just show you what the landing page looks like. Let me just go ahead and just share my...
Coach Nick,
Yep.
this is Cynthia. You were saying you were multiple platforms. For me, I'm just like barely getting started.
Okay.
I went live, a few times on Facebook. Should I stick to one platform, or is it okay to do multiple?
When you say platform,
Like
talk to me. What do you mean?
Facebook, Instagram.
So you want to be on the platform that your ideal audience is on, right? So if
So
they're
I need to find that out because
Right.
my Facebook is saying it's taking things down after 30 days. Is that in my setting, or is that across the board?
you say